I had this one time, I think I've maybe mentioned this on the channel before, where like, oh, Jesus, man. I was so full and I ate so much chocolate. I actually went over to the bin and spat out the chocolate that I had in my mouth. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I've eaten so much fucking chocolate right now. Basically, man, it's getting to that point where you don't even want to eat anymore, you know? And as someone with a real sweet tooth and like a whole separate stomach for chocolate, you will hit a ceiling with it, and that will be a very sad day. But the good news is, you've hit that ceiling and you've sort of gone to the place where you wish you could go. By that I mean, you know how like, if you could, if there were no consequences, you would just, who knows what you do, man. What I might do is I might watch, endless pornography and it'd be perfectly okay. You know what I mean if you have that capacity to be quite hardcore, to be rather like an addict when it comes to the pursuit of pleasure, whether it be through food or sex or some other means. You know that part of you. And when you've gone there with chocolate, the good thing is you don't have to go there too many more times. You might have to go there, over Christmas or something. You might have to go there if you, get a bunch of Easter eggs. What I would do is I would walk in Tesco in the UK, and we have Tesco's, and I'd walk and I'd see like an aisle, and I'd be walking down this aisle, and the aisle was just lined with Easter eggs. And I think it was a little bit early, like it was a few weeks before Easter. And I was like, well, it's not really allowed right now because it's not Easter yet. And I just thought, I'll wait. I'll save that. How it felt was like I was checking out these Easter eggs. I was attracted to them, my friend. I'm not saying I had a semi in Tesco, brother. But what I am saying is that I'm in touch with that inner addict that just kind of looks at the chocolate and is like, I know you. I know you. I know how it feels for a lot of you to be inside of me. And I know how you make me feel the next day. You see, that's one of the reasons why I had to massively cut down on chocolate and really just change to dark chocolate, or even like healthier chocolate, which is more sort of just cacao. The reason was the next day, I would just feel hungover. I would feel a sugar hangover. And I'd just be really irritable. And I did this so much, my brother. So much. I'm talking years of sugar abuse, sugar addiction. That I got to the point where I was like, I'm not sure if it's worth it anymore, man. Sometimes it will be so worth it and it'll just hit the freaking spot. But then when it comes to like, being a good person, not being judgmental, being kind, being conscious, when it comes to these things and you're hungover from sugar or chocolate, you'll just think, man, do I have to give this up? Surely not, brother. Surely there's a way. And you might consider moderation. You might only buy, one or two little things. But then you might find yourself going on like a late night quick trip to the shops to get basically your drugs. And the great thing about it, brother, is it's socially acceptable. So loads of other people are in the chocolate aisle. Loads of other people are buying chocolate. In fact, everyone's buying chocolate, really, man, because everyone loves it. And so you don't look out of the ordinary, brother. You just look like a normal person. But if you know you, you know that you've now got it. Phew. Let's head home. Let's go a nice discreet way. Now we've got a full feast You might have like starters, you know, maybe something that is nice, it's enjoyable, but it's not too heavy, because then that would spoil the rest of what you're going to eat. Because you've got to pace yourself, but not really though, do you? Because you're just going to go right in, and you're just going to enjoy it all. One time, man, I remember just sucking on a chocolate. I was sucking on it hard, brother. I didn't care. And I'd be like, man, I'm really going in right now. And you'll probably experience food bliss when you just like, what I do, man, is when I'm eating something really nice, really sugary, really, really sweet, and I'm just like, and I'm enjoying it, and I just have this moment like, this moment, perfect. I'll just capture this, please. And I'll just, infinitely extend it, because this is perfect. Now, obviously, man, especially if you're conscious, you know that like that pleasure's limited, right? You know it's not actually that good. But when you have like a love affair or like an addiction to the chocolate or to the sugar, brother, it hits the spot. And I remember one time, man, when I was just, I was deciding which pudding I wanted to have. And I just got this plate. And I remember the sound of the chocolate hitting the plate. And what I figured I'd do is I'd watch Rick and Morty, and I would just devour this chocolate. And I remember, it's fucking hell, man, I remember this. Rick and Morty, it was the day that I realised that Rick and Morty's like very sexual, dude. Got a lot of butts going on there. Believe it or not, man, after eating this chocolate and watching this fucking graphic Rick and Morty, I realised that like, I don't want to be doing that. Because the thing is, man, I'd put that amount of chocolate on my plate, but I knew that I could just go right back and just have basically as much as I wanted. I knew that if I really wanted to, man, I'd fucking pop to the shop, get me some more. Because really, man, what you'll do if you need it is you'll create rations, backups. You'll have like a little cupboard or something. What I've had to do in the past couple of years is mostly remove that kind of thing. In fact, last Christmas, I bought myself some chocolate coins because I really like those, man. I really do. They taste a bit different. They taste different for me. I like them. And I bought them, and I bought 2 little bags. And I thought, oh, that's a nice little treat for me I'll have. And you know what I did, man? I really didn't think I'd do this. I really thought I'd eat them. Is one day, I just had a real vision about my life. I just had such inspiration. I thought, dude, like when exactly is the right time to consume these? Because with this vision, there is no place. And so it almost sounds a bit illegal, to be honest with you, man. But I got these chocolate coins. I put them in the bin. And I did think to myself, man, like, is this the right decision? Because what about those difficult moments? What about those times where you just need something? And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. And I actually took a photo of, like imagine you've got the bin open, your hand dangling the chocolate over the bin, and you take a photo of that, like that frame, that shot. And then I just dropped it, and boom, and like, oh, the sound of it in the bin as well, man, Jesus. Anyway, so this is what I decided to do. And here's the advice that I would share with you, having had this as my experience. So what I would suggest, what I've learned, is if you have it there, you're probably going to eat it. But if you don't buy it, you don't have it there as an option. Now, what's interesting about this is when you don't have the thing you want, you might go to some secondary, old thing at the back of the cupboard that's still kind of nice, but that won't satisfy you. In fact, if you go and do that, you'll probably feel a bit shit, a bit gross, a bit, just off. Like you're eating something that you don't want to eat that. Basically, if you get through those times and you instead replace it with something like fruit or dark chocolate or a lighter, nice thing to have, you might just change your identity so that you're not hooked on chocolate, so that you can get by without chocolate. And if you're able to do this, man, it does kind of feel like you've quit something like kind of significant. Not smoking, not drinking, but like you do think, man, I've won that battle. And really, man, what you need is that identity shift. It's you identifying as someone who chooses a healthier alternative. You might love chocolate and you might not want to give it up. You don't need to. But what you can do is just ask the question, is the hangover worth it? If it's not, consider changing your relationship to chocolate, changing your identity, and shopping for something lighter with less sugar, but maybe a treat that you can still enjoy. For me, dude, it's fruit, it's dark chocolate, or it's something nice, but not the whole tub of ice cream or the whole bar of chocolate. And I'm not talking about a small bar. I'm talking about one of those big motherfuckers. If you can wean yourself off, buy something healthier. If you're having a difficult moment, you'll pull open the fridge, you'll pull open the cupboard, and you will see that healthier thing you bought. Now that sort of gremlin within you will be like, oh, fuck off. But your higher self will be grateful because that thing that you put into your body, that is going to be something that your future self loves. If you've enjoyed this, my friend, then that's awesome. I have nothing else to say. So, man, we're going to call things there. Brother, sister, I love you. Take care. And as always, man, peace.